Chapter 3. A Moonlit Dream on the Back. Among my major 4 worlds, the biggest world is my father's back. After that, my mother's lap, grandfather's soldiers, and then grandmother's choi roti. The sun is going downwards, but it's not dark yet. Father is cutting bamboo on the patio. I watched my father cutting bamboos curiously. How could he cut such a big bamboo into small pieces? I felt like my father could do anything. He could make anything into small pieces. I said, pointing towards the moon, "Father, let's go to the moon." Father would always procrastinate. "We'll go someday." "Why, father?" "It's too cold there. You are too small. You can't stand that coldness." I was convinced with that. Suddenly I remembered grandfather's soldier and grandmother's choi roti. I demanded my father, who was still cutting the bamboos. "Father," he answered, even without looking at me. "Yes," I said in a small voice, "let's go to grandfather's." Mother, while crushing the lentils, said, "Nani, don't bother your father too much." But I was stubborn, kept demanding. Mother looked at my father and said, "She will be the one to make you visit father's home too often now. Who can win these kids? If it was me, you would eat me. For how long you'll keep shouting, 'I eat whatever you cook.'" Father was the eldest son, separated. Just a little upward from our home, grandfather, grandmother, 2 uncles, and their family live. Maybe my father doesn't get along with my uncles. A small quarrel about the property. Father got no choice but to agree with me. But I think father had some work with grandfather too. Father carried me on his back. I reached the extent of happiness. I knotted my both hands around my father's neck. Father held my bottom with both of his hands. I wrapped both of my legs around my father's waist. I felt my world so safe and big whilst carried by him on his back. My trust in him increased. Father is slowly going upwards carrying me. Should walk for like 10 minutes. With my father's hands holding me, I slowly untied the knot of my hands around his neck, fully untied, even loosened my legs around his waist. Slowly I was sliding downwards. Meanwhile, father untied his hands slowly to scare me. I almost slipped from his back. I was scared. I tried to cry. Father pushed me up with his 2 hands on my bottom again. I attempted to grab hold of his shoulders. Instead, I grabbed my father's hair and his ears, like holding onto the branch of a tree. Father cried, "Ah, what are you doing, Nani?" I kinda laughed an evil laugh. From still far, grandfather's 3-storied house was within sight. I got closer and closer. Grandfather is sitting on the patio smoking hookah. I really enjoy grandfather smoking hookah. When my father stepped on the patio, I slid down from father's back as if I was playing on a slide and ran towards grandfather to reach him before my father. As soon as he saw me, he laughed, blowing the smoke. The yellow teeth caused by the smoking were seen whilst he was laughing. Without asking him, I got into his lap. He hesitated a bit and said, "This girl has grown up." I laughed. "It's time to get her married." Should make it soon. I didn't care what he said, but watching the hookah making sound curiously, I said, "Grandfather, what's inside it?" "There is a man inside." I didn't believe it. "Oh, yeah? There is a man even smaller than you." "No, it isn't so." "Then who spoke from inside?" Whom should I say? When grandfather starts smoking, some good sound comes from it. Grandfather said, "There is a man of water." Then he laughed, and because of his laughter, I didn't believe a word he said. Then I don't know what came inside my mind. I sat on his shoulders and caught his mustache from both sides and shouted like riding a hearse, "Hut, hut." Then he panicked, felt like I made a terrible mistake. Every kids from the village are afraid of his long mustache, which is like goat's horn. But I am no more scared of it. I understood those mustaches could do nothing. Just like a goat's horn, they could neither attack nor poke. They are soft like hair. Their work is just to scare off kids. I got down from grandfather's shoulders. He called upon grandmother, who was inside the kitchen. "Hey, wife, make some chai roti in ghee for my nanny." I heard my grandmother's voice from inside. "Come inside, nanny. Grandfather knows that I love chai roti." Grandmother is in the kitchen. Now it is grandmother's turn to be bothered by me. She was kneading the flour. She, giving me something to sit on, said, "Sit down, Nanny." I was Nanny. Father and mother's Nanny, grandfather and grandmother's Nanny, relatives, neighbors, friends, all of them's Nanny. If someone would ask me what my name was, I would say Nanny. I brought the first chai roti made by grandmother on a plate outside and started eating. I broke it into two small pieces and gave one to father and other to grandfather because they had asked me to give them some. But both of them were just teasing me. They didn't eat. They are talking some stuffs I didn't understand. Maybe it's some marriage talk. "Keep looking for a good family. It's almost time to get her married." I ate two chai rotis. Near the big mortar there were some small sugar canes. I took one and started eating it. That sugar cane is as big as my grandfather's hookah pipe. He saw me and told me, scolding, "You've just eaten chai roti. Why sugar cane?" I replied instantly, "It's okay for you to smoke hookah, and it's not okay for me to even have a sugar cane." He said, laughing, "She has learned to talk a lot." I started laughing more than my grandfather. It's getting dark. To the west the sky is red, like sunburned. To the east, in the clean and blue sky, a big silver tikka-shaped moon is seen, like it's near. Felt like even the sky has got silver tikka on its forehead. The sky has a big forehead. Father is leading me, holding my hands. We are going back to our home, but my eyes aren't on the way, but towards the moon. Father said, "Watch your steps, Nanny, or you'll fall down." I am too lazy to walk. I am silently disagreeing to be led by my father's hands. I signaled that I don't want to walk. Father asked, "Now what happened?" Without any reasoning, I said, "Carry me." "You can walk this bit, Nanny. I'm having pain on my back." For how long will you bother me? I was stubborn. No. Why? I am looking towards the moon. I felt the moon sitting on the mango tree. I thought, when I climbed to my father's back, I could climb the mango tree easily. From the tree, I could easily touch the moon. I said, I'll touch the moon. End of chapter 3.